In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can take your Hermes or OpenClaw or Claude Code agent from producing AI slop and mid-tier content through to being something that is incredibly good and incredibly personalized. And it's all about building the correct infrastructure around the context layer. So this isn't going to be a fancy demo where I showcase the actual agent running in action. Today we're going to dive into a little bit more around the thesis and how it looks under the hood. So I believe in 2026, the era is not around which LLM is the smartest. To be honest, you can pick any LLM out there and it's going to operate incredibly well if we build the infrastructure sensibly around that agent. And the key kind of main two things are the context engine that we build and the memory system that we then kind of scaffold around that context essentially. So this is how it looks for me. I break the context layer down into two kind of key categories: internal context and external context. So internal context is thinking about how can you plug your agent into your business, into your life essentially. So these are things like sales calls, internal meetings. So I use like something like Granola for that. It's Notion documents, it's CRM documents, it's business performance, churn stats, new clients coming on board. What's the conversion ratios look like? What's your website performance looking like? It's all internally owned data essentially. And there's lots of different tools here. The ones that I'm commonly using is HubSpot, Notion, Slack, Gmail, Fireflies, Granola, and Featurebase. Those are the common ones that I have connected right now into my Hermes agent. Then we use external context. So this is providing data points to our agent that are externally facing from the business. So very, very popular is social media platforms and also maybe like news publications, things that are happening that we don't control or own. To do that, I use Trigify as the tool, which allows me to connect through unified APIs to all of the socials and news data as well. And the way that we are using or basically creating the memory system, which I've talked a lot about on previous videos, is using the kind of Capacities Obsidian-style memory system here. So in layman's terms, if we boil this down into a very simple analogy of describing it, what happens is it takes all of the data points from both the internal and external point. It feeds it into this wiki-style memory system as raw data. So we're just dumping the raw data into a database, essentially, which in this case is just an Obsidian note. Then what happens once a day, twice a day, is we have an automation, aka cron setup, that works across the raw data files to synthesize any of that data down into an actual tangible memory that the agent then can reference going forward. So think if you're working on a new project, or you've said that you love this style, or it's found that there's a new piece of content that's blowing up, or the business stat is now at 10 million ARR, or whatever it is, that is key bits of information which we'll take from the raw data and convert into a memory. And the nice thing about Obsidian is it then has a tagging system internally built into it, so that it can then basically semantically work across all of these different nodes. So for example, what that looks like and how that feels is if there is a key piece of information, and I've done a big video on memory on another one, so please go check them out. But let's say there is a memory around social media content that might be linked to another piece, which might be preferences. That preference might be linked to another piece, and it can work its way through the memory system. And that then helps produce this kind of layer of outputs. So for me, one of the things that I do is I have a massive kind of content operating system, and I'm going to be doing a new video showing exactly how my content OS system works. But I also have an AISDR. We do a lot of just different cold email campaigns. We do a lot of like internal business automations that run based off the back of this information, and the results would be subpar with all of these different outputs if this top layer was not good in the first place. This is why it is critical to have a good memory, and you don't have to use Capacities. There's plenty of other memory systems that you can use, plug and play, and an internal and external context infrastructure set up around it. Why I really like social as an external context point. We are going from signal through to learning very, very quickly. So the way that I have it set up is I'm monitoring fast performing social media sites to find the signal. So these would be things like X, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, so on. These are things that have high velocity in terms of posts. And I'm searching for what's trending, what's doing well, and wanting to tap into where is the market going? What are we looking at? What should we be looking at? Once we find something that's resonating, we then go to the longer form content, Reddit, Substack, podcasts, YouTube, so on, to understand and learn about that thesis. So a great one here, as you can see in the example, is Claude Code for AEO is trending, for example. It is like, okay, well, that's an interesting subject. Let's go find on YouTube people talking about Claude Code for AEO and learn everything that there is to learn about it, take that in as raw data, and then process that as a memory going forward. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. We have this kind of raw belief to a memory system, right? So first of all, it comes in as raw, which I've meted. It's embed, it's tagged, and it's sourced. Then we do this kind of step 2, which is this belief check system. So it's looking across the raw data set and it's trying to understand if there are X amount of repeatable actions happening. So it's consistently seeing something. It's not just a one-off, unless that's a very tangible business fact. It then stores it as a memory, right? So this has to happen 2, 3, 4 times before I then convert this into memory, unless, like I said, it is a very tangible black and white business-oriented goal that I've stated or that it's picked up as well. And this then allows us to create the skill system on top, which builds the outcomes, right? So let's say you're setting up an AISDR. You maybe want that AISDR to have certain skills like cold email writing, LinkedIn writing, whatever it is, right? Those skills are nothing unless you attach that skill to the entire infrastructure that we've just talked about. Yes, they might produce a slightly better output than just chatting to it raw, but you still have generic, soulless piece of content that won't have any personality, depth, or meaning to it, as if you would add the memory and context layer into everything. So hopefully from this video, if you can get anything, you need to think about that internal and external context system. It's super simple to set up. It requires no heavy lifting. Simply take this video, get the transcript, plug it into your agent and say, hey, help me set up this system that this person is talking about. I'm going to share this link with you down in the description. Go connect all of these tools, set up to feed the raw data, tell your agent that you want to build a context system into a memory system. It will do the heavy lifting for you. I'll also include a prompt to set up the memory system and a prompt to show or tell your agent exactly how I've set mine up so you can follow it step by step, mirror it entirely.